Hi YouTubers, thanks for stopping by. In today's video I thought it would be fun to take my Boss GX100 and create a pedal board with it and run it right into the front of an amp and use it like a pedal board, turn the effects on and off and see how it sounds. To be honest, I've never used it this way. I always use amp modeling direct to a PA system of some sort. So I thought it would be fun to try and create some of these pedals and see how they sound just working it like a normal pedal board would be. As always, any help you can offer in subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing these videos is greatly appreciated in helping me grow this channel. So any help you can offer, I really do appreciate. So with that, let's jump into Tone Studio and we'll try and build a pedal board. Alright, so here we go. I'm in Tone Studio. I have my input-output settings. I have some global EQ on. I'm just leaving it to the output select of line phones. I think that's what sounds the best. And let's check it out. So I'm going to go ahead and drag a couple pedals over here. I set up a tube screamer for less distortion and then a higher distortion like a governor type of a sound. And then we'll worry about this other stuff back here and see what it sounds like. So let's set up the tube screamer first. We can even back that down since we're going to have some cascading gain stages. So it sounds like that. That sounds pretty good. That's a good start. That's a little less distortion. Here's more distortion. Let's bike up the tone on this a smidge too. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm only going to try and use the pedals that I can assign to patches 1 through 4 in the control 1. So I'll have basically 5 things I can turn on and off like a pedal board. You can assign other things to the other 3 buttons as well, but I like to keep the bank buttons up and down, and I like to keep a tuner and switch to manual mode on the control 2. So I'm just going to look at 5 sounds. So we have that already, and I have a delay. And if we put that on, so I'm going to just bump this down a smidge, give it a smidge more feedback and a little longer delay time. Let's see what that sounds like. That's pretty nice. That sounds good already. Sounds pretty good. So I think we have two good sounds that I'm happy with there. I have a little noise suppressor on here just to keep it quiet, although it's not particularly noisy. So I think we're pretty good there. And let's take and put, I was going to keep this in here because I like to use this sometimes for a boost, but we'll see if we need a boost or not. So that leaves me, I have 1, 2 things I want to turn off and on. I have the wah and the foot volume set to the same thing, so it's either a volume control or a wah. So that's I have 2 buttons so far. With the delay I have 3. So I have 3 effects so far. So I have 2 more I can add in. We could add in a stereo chorus. Or we could add in a rotary. I like the rotary. I'm going to keep a rotary in there. And you know, I might put an octaver in. Let's see if we should have kept the octaver. Drag an octave pedal down here. Do we want a poly octaver? Let's put the poly down here. See what this is. Sounds kind of cool. Let's put that on with some tube screamers. See what that sounds like. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 if we have the rotary. So we can do that and use the volume pedal as the boost, I guess, or we could forego one of these effects and use put another boost in there. I think for now I'm just going to set it up to do the use the volume control, because oftentimes that's what I would do with an amp anyway. So let's see. If we come over here, we're going to put on control 1. We'll put let's have a look here. So on this one, let's put the octaver. The poly octaver. Target middle off. Okay. Turn that on. And then we'll do over here, we'll do the tube screamer, which will be the overdrive. And then here we're going to put the distortion pedal. Okay. And on the 4th button, we're going to put the rotary. And then on the final, on control 1, we will put the delay. We'll leave that as the delay. Alright. Now let me just see if this is actually working. Yes, okay. So let's go ahead and write this. We'll save this for now. And you can tell it didn't take very long to create a pretty decent pedal board from the GX100. And obviously you'd have to tweak this over time as you took it out and played it with a band or whatever, but we have a pretty substantial board created. And with all of the assigns to the buttons and stuff, you could turn 2 things on at once with the same thing, and you can do all kinds of things with the switches. I'm just assigning 1 sound to each one of the switches that we would have, using basically 5, like there's 5 pedals to turn on and off. So it works out kind of cool. I think it sounds great. The distortions sound really good. Again, I don't really use it this way. I always use it as an amp modeler. So exploring with these pedals outside of the amp modeling world is all new to me, and it's been kind of a fun journey checking this out. I have another video where I did a pedal with an SD1 to see if it sounded the same. I think it sounded really close. I think it would sound even closer on that one. I had run it into, used one of the other settings in the ins and outs. I think if I would have just left this alone at the line level, it would have sounded even better. So maybe I'll try and get my hands on some other pedals that we can check out and see what, maybe some of these other ones we can see what they sound like versus the ones that are built into the GX100. So I hope this helps you guys determine what you want to do with yours. If you use this in some way that is different or found some other ways to make this work even better, or what's your experience been with this, go ahead and list comments below so we have a resource for folks. As always, thank you so much for checking out this video, and you have an awesome day.